Picture this. You're sitting on the sofa and your cat walks right up, stares you dead in the eyes and distinctly says, "Human, this is yesterday's kibble again. And frankly, I am deeply disappointed." Sound like science fiction? Well, what if I told you we are standing right on the brink of that exact reality? Today, we are diving into one of the most intriguing topics of the 21st century, the Cat Translator. Is this truly the future technology that's about to change our world, or is it just a clever gimmick playing on our affection for these fluffy tyrants? I promise you, by the end of this video, you will look at your pet's meows in a completely different light, and you might finally start understanding what they actually want from you. Let's start with the basics. For centuries, humanity has dreamed of talking to animals. We see it everywhere, from ancient myths, where heroes understood the language of beasts, right up to the tales of Dr. Dolittle. But cats have always been the outlier. They have lived alongside us for thousands of years, yet they remain a total enigma. Why are they so hard to decipher? It's because their communication is a complex cocktail of sounds, scents, tail movements, ear positioning, and even blinking patterns. Here's an interesting tidbit. Adult cats primarily meow to communicate with humans. When they talk among themselves, they use entirely different sounds: hissing, purring, or growling. The meow is their personal adaptation, refined specifically for us, the silly humans who don't pick up on subtle cues. And it is this very human-oriented part of their language that modern technology is now attempting to decode. So where did this all begin? The first attempts to create a cat translator were, to put it mildly, incredibly naive. Think back to the early 2000s. The market was flooded with these amusing gadgets that looked exactly like children's toys. It was basically a small plastic box with a couple of buttons and a speaker. You'd hit a button, and this gizmo would emit a sound that, allegedly, was supposed to translate to "I love you" or "feed me now" in feline language. Of course, these were pure novelty. These devices operated on the simplest of principles: pre-recorded sound clips that had zero connection to actual animal science or behaviour. They were more of a way to humour pet owners than a legitimate communication tool. Picture this. You have an owner, dead serious, pressing the button, and out comes this grating, synthesized meow. And the cat just stares at them like they're the biggest fool on the planet. It was funny, yes, but scientifically speaking, utterly useless. And it was precisely this primitive stage that cemented a deep skepticism about the whole concept of a cat translator for years to come. The real game changer arrived with the advent of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Everything changed when scientists and developers realized they didn't need to try building a dictionary from the ground up. Instead, they just needed to teach the machine how to listen and find patterns independently. How does this work? Imagine feeding the computer thousands of hours of audio recordings of cat meows. Each recording is accompanied by context. Here, the cat is asking for food. Here, it's greeting its owner. And here, it's clearly expressing displeasure about a visit to the vet. The neural network analyzes these massive datasets, studying the subtlest nuances: the sound's pitch, intonation, duration, and frequency. It learns to correlate a specific type of meow with a concrete situation and a likely intention. This is no longer just the simple reproduction of recorded sounds. This is complex analysis, much like how the voice assistants in our smartphones learn to recognize human speech, including all its accents and peculiarities. The technology has moved far beyond being a toy, stepping squarely into the realm of serious science. But here lies the central challenge. Where do you get thousands of hours of recordings, all precisely tagged with context? This is known as the training dataset, and it is the true gold of the 21st century. The solution, brilliantly simple, was to enlist the cat owners themselves. Apps emerged that encouraged users to record their pets' meows and then input what they thought the sound meant. This is how the concept of citizen science was born in the field of zoology. Thousands of people worldwide essentially became amateur researchers, building the largest database of feline sounds ever assembled. Naturally, there's an inherent margin of error, since human interpretation isn't always correct. But once you have millions of these recordings, the AI starts recognizing common patterns, filtering out those random human errors. This massive dataset, collected by enthusiastic volunteers, became the precise fuel needed to get those Cat Translator engines running at full capacity. Let's take a look at the biggest name in this space, the MeowTalk application. It was developed by Javier Sanchez, a former Amazon engineer who previously worked on the Alexa voice assistant. He simply applied those same AI principles, but to cats. The developers claim the application can recognize up to 9 core feline intents, or emotions. These include basic phrases like, "I'm hungry," "I'm angry," "I'm in pain," "Leave me alone," and "I want to play." The app works in real time. You simply point your phone at a meowing cat, and the program immediately provides its translation. What's more, the application is constantly learning and improving. If you think the translation is incorrect, you can adjust it manually, and this feedback will be factored in to improve the model's accuracy in the future. Essentially, the more you and others use the application, the smarter it becomes. This means it's no longer just a simple dictionary, but a dynamic, self-learning system that specifically adapts to the behavior of your individual pet. But here is the million-dollar question. Can we truly call this a genuine translation? Let's be honest, no. At least, not yet. What these applications are doing is not a linguistic translation from cat to human. Cats do not use words or grammar the way we do. They lack complex syntax. Their meows are fundamentally emotional signals, not specific words. Therefore, it is more accurate to label these technologies not as translators, but as interpreters of intent or emotion analyzers. The app is not translating the phrase, "I would like to eat that delicious chicken that is sitting on the table." Instead, it recognizes a pattern of meowing that, based on an immense database, has an 80% statistical correlation with demanding food. This is pattern recognition and statistical analysis. It is not linguistics. Understanding this difference is absolutely key to managing expectations and accurately assessing the true capabilities of these types of technologies. But what do the professionals, veterinarians and animal behaviorists, make of all this? Their consensus is generally measured, falling somewhere between outright skepticism and cautious optimism. On one hand, they caution that blind reliance on the technology can be dangerous. For instance, the app might interpret a meow as, "I want attention," when the cat is actually signalling pain. Over-relying on the technology could cause an owner to miss genuine symptoms of a serious illness. Experts stress that nothing can replace careful, attentive observation of an animal's behavior, appetite, activity levels, and body language. That said, many experts acknowledge that these apps offer one enormous advantage. They compel owners to pay closer attention to their pets, to listen to them more closely and analyze their behavior. Simply put, this increased engagement alone deepens and harmonizes the human-feline relationship, even if the actual translation isn't perfectly accurate every time. What we're dealing with here is a fascinating psychological phenomenon known as confirmation bias. This is our inherent tendency to interpret new information in a way that confirms what we already believe. Put simply, we desperately want to believe that we understand our cats, and the app helps us achieve that feeling. Imagine this scenario. Your cat rubs against your legs, purring sweetly. You point your phone at her, and the app translates, "I love you." You feel warm and fuzzy and think, wow, what a smart program. It got that perfectly right. Now, consider the alternative. The cat does the exact same thing, but the app mistakenly translates it as, "I am angry." Your immediate reaction: this app is stupid, it doesn't know anything. We are predisposed to notice and accept the correct translations, while we ignore or simply write off as an error the incorrect ones. In essence, the app isn't translating so much as it is validating our own assumptions, thereby creating a pleasant illusion of total mutual understanding. The future of this technology isn't just about analysing sound. The real breakthrough will happen when artificial intelligence masters comprehensive, or as scientists call it, multimodal analysis. What exactly does that mean? It means a system that simultaneously analyses not only the meow, but the animal's body language as well. Imagine a smart camera tracking the position of your cat's ears and tail, the direction of its gaze, and even its muscle tension. All this visual and physical data will feed into the neural network alongside the audio. After all, the very same meow can mean something entirely different depending on whether the cat has its tail raised high in greeting, or if its ears are flattened, signalling that it's ready for defense. This complex approach is what will allow us to move past simply guessing general emotions toward a far more accurate and nuanced interpretation of the animal's true state and desires. This is the logical next step in the evolution of our feline translators. This next major step is just around the corner because the necessary technology is already in place. We're talking about smart pet wearables. Currently, the market already offers smart collars that track a pet's location, physical activity, heart rate, and even sleep quality. There are also smart feeders and litter boxes that collect crucial data on nutrition and health. The next phase is merging all this data into one unified system. A collar equipped with a microphone and accelerometer could record sounds and movements. Home cameras utilizing computer vision will analyze posture and behavior, while the smart litter box reports potential health issues. Artificial intelligence will then pull all this information together, creating a complete, real-time digital portrait of your pet. In that scenario, the translator won't rely solely on a simple meow or bark, but on a massive stream of data, making its conclusions incomparably more accurate and useful. Let's pivot and discuss the ethics of this technology. On one hand, these tools hold immense potential for the welfare of animals. Imagine the difference a translator like this could make in animal shelters. Staff would be able to instantly gauge an animal's stress levels, understand their needs, and more quickly match them with suitable forever homes. Alternatively, this technology could function as an early warning system for serious illnesses. By detecting the slightest shift in a cat's vocalization or behavior, AI could signal the owner that a vet visit is needed long before visible symptoms even manifest. That potential alone could save thousands of lives. The benefits are truly enormous, ranging from improving daily comfort to solving major medical and behavioral problems. In this sense, the development of feline translators isn't just a novelty or a fun gadget. It represents a vital new direction in animal care and welfare. However, there's a flip side to this coin that we need to keep in mind. What if we start relying too heavily on this technology and simply forget how to observe our pets ourselves? What if we stop trying to decipher their body language, trusting only the analysis provided by a smartphone application? This could have the opposite effect. Instead of bringing us closer, it might actually lead to distance and disconnection. The bond we share with our pets is a delicate connection, built on intuition, empathy, and careful attention. Technology risks turning this living communication into little more than simple data analysis. Then there is the crucial question of privacy. Are we truly comfortable allowing data concerning our pet's behavior and health to be collected and stored indefinitely on corporate servers? Like any powerful technology, a cat translator, or any sophisticated pet tech, is a tool that can be used for both good and ill. And the ultimate responsibility for its proper, ethical application rests entirely with us, the humans. It's crucial to understand that feline language is incredibly individualized. There is no universal meow that means the exact same thing to every cat in the world. Over time, each animal develops its own unique communication system specifically tailored for its owner. One cat might demand food with a short, insistent mew, while another uses a long, drawn-out, and almost plaintive meow. This is precisely why the most sophisticated translator applications incorporate personalization features. They don't just rely on a general database, They create an individual sound profile specifically tailored to your particular pet. You help the app learn by confirming or refuting its guesses, and over time, it gets progressively better at understanding your cat. This process is more akin to building of a relationship with a new friend than simply consulting a universal dictionary. And that ability to adapt to the unique personality of each animal is the key to their effectiveness. Interestingly, research in this area benefits not just cat owners, but the scientific community as a whole. By analysing millions of Meow recordings from around the globe, scientists are poised to uncover some truly fascinating things. For instance, do cats in different countries actually have dialects? Does breed influence the pitch and intonation of their voice? How does a cat's speech change as they age, or when they develop certain illnesses? These massive data sets, gathered through specialised applications, form the foundation for serious scientific inquiry in bioacoustics and cognitive ethology, the study of animal behaviour and cognition. This means that every user who records their cat through the app makes a small but meaningful contribution to a vast scientific endeavour, helping us better understand these mysterious creatures that live alongside us. It transforms what seems like simple entertainment into a large-scale research project. Let's debunk a popular myth right away. Cats don't only purr when they're happy or content. Yes, we most often associate purring with pleasure and contentment, but in reality, it's a much more complex mechanism. Cats can also purr when they are in pain or severely frightened. Scientists theorize that it's a type of self-soothing mechanism. The vibrations created during purring are in the frequency range of 25 to 150 Hz. Research suggests that vibrations in this specific range can promote tissue healing and bone growth. Therefore, a cat purring from pain may literally be healing itself, and this is where a simplistic interpretation can fail. An observer might hear the purr and conclude, "Your cat is happy," while the animal might actually need urgent medical attention. This proves once again that relying solely on sound while ignoring other behavioural signals is extremely unwise. What does the immediate future hold? Most likely, we'll see these translators integrated directly into our other smart home devices. Imagine your smart speaker not just playing music, but suddenly announcing, "It seems your cat is lonely. Maybe you should spend some time playing with him." Or perhaps your smart feeder opens not on a strict schedule, but specifically in response to a detected, hungry meow. This technology won't be a standalone application. It will become a seamless part of an entire pet care ecosystem. AI-powered cameras won't just monitor security, they'll analyse your pet's behaviour while you're out, sending you detailed reports. Your cat mostly slept today, but around 3 p.m, she seemed distressed and spent a long time pacing by the door. This integration will elevate remote pet ownership to a completely new level, making our care for our companions both more meaningful and genuinely proactive. Cats, of course, are far from the only animals whose language scientists are trying to decipher. Major research efforts are currently underway to translate the communication systems of dogs, dolphins, whales, and yes, even chickens. Take the example of poultry. By analysing their distinct clucking patterns, scientists on poultry farms are trying to measure stress levels and ultimately improve the birds' welfare. When it comes to dogs, the focus isn't just on barking. Significant attention is also paid to analysing body language, tail position, ear movements, and general posture. Dolphins and whales, on the other hand, possess such incredibly complex systems of sound signals that many researchers genuinely believe they utilise a full-fledged language. Research involving cats is just one component of a massive global scientific effort designed to use advanced technology to finally break down the interspecies communication barrier. And who knows, perhaps within just a few decades, having a genuine conversation with your favourite pet will be as commonplace as making a video call across continents is today. Perhaps the most unexpected outcome of using these cat translation tools is the noticeable change in human behaviour. Many users report that since downloading the app, they find themselves talking to their cats significantly more often. even when people know the translation isn't perfectly accurate. The simple act of playing this dialogue game makes the communication far more intense and engaging. Owners start actively commenting on the cat's actions, responding to its supposed statements, and asking it direct questions. This naturally strengthens the social bond between them. The cat, in turn, receives a significant boost in attention, which positively impacts its overall mood and well-being. This creates an interesting paradox. The technology that seemed designed to potentially bypass or replace human intuition is actually stimulating owners to be more involved, attentive, and empathetic. Essentially, it acts as a powerful communication catalyst, a simple and effective excuse to engage with your beloved pet just a little bit more often. Let's also address the commercial aspect of this topic. The pet goods and services market is a massive, multi-hundred-billion-dollar industry, and tech gadgets represent one of its fastest-growing segments. Naturally, the drive to develop these translators isn't fueled solely by a pure desire to help animals. There is also a clear and understandable commercial interest at play. These applications often rely on subscription models, and the data they collect can be highly valuable to pet food manufacturers, veterinary clinics, and pet insurance providers. This isn't inherently negative, as profit allows companies to reinvest significant funds into further research and development. However, it is crucial for consumers to recognize that they are engaging with a commercial product, not magic. Therefore, the advertising promises need to be treated with a healthy dose of skepticism, separating the genuine capabilities from pure marketing hype. But let's not forget the chief rival to artificial intelligence when it comes to understanding our feline friends, the human brain. After years spent living with a pet, an attentive owner learns to read them as well as any neural network could. We learn to distinguish the subtle nuances of the meow, whether the cat is hungry, asking for cuddles, or just offering a simple greeting at the door. We instinctively interpret their body language. An experienced owner is the ultimate cat translator, powered by a biological neural network refined through millennia of evolution. Technology can certainly be an excellent aid, especially for first-time owners, or a useful tool for spotting underlying health issues. But it will never replace that unique, intuitive connection that forms between a loving human and their pet. Ultimately, the most accurate translator will always be our heart and our undivided attention. So, what's the final conclusion? Myth or reality? The answer, as is often the case, lies somewhere in the middle. The Cat Translator device, as we see it portrayed in science fiction films, remains a myth. We can't yet have a meaningful conversation with a cat about politics or abstract art. But technology capable of accurately determining an animal's emotional state and basic intentions based on its voice and behaviour, that is already an absolute reality today. This isn't a magic wand. It's a complex instrument based on big data analysis, and its accuracy and utility are only going to increase. We are living in an extraordinary time where humanity's age-old dream is starting to take tangible shape. And while we are still a long way from a true two-way dialogue, we have taken the first and most crucial step. We have begun to listen. To truly listen. So what's the big, perhaps unexpected, conclusion we can draw from all of this? The biggest value modern cat translators offer isn't the translation itself. I know, total plot twist, right? Their true strength lies in the fact that they act as a mirror, reflecting ourselves back to us. They force us to pause, listen intently, and truly consider, what is this little creature actually trying to communicate? They shift pet ownership from a passive state to an active process of learning and connection. And through this process, we quickly realize that establishing real contact doesn't always require a piece of tech. More often than not, all it takes is simply being present, attentive, and open. Technology, ultimately, is just a crutch that helps us learn to walk on our own 2 feet in the world of interspecies communication. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. I truly hope you found it as fascinating as I did. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our future deep dives into this amazing world. And now, for the big question for you. Would you use a translator like this for your own pet? Or do you two understand each other perfectly fine, without needing any technology? Share your story in the comments below. I'm really looking forward to reading them.